Imagine you are on a sunny, warm beach. The sound of gentle waves is in the air, and a soft breeze carries the smell of salt and flowers. In your hand, you hold a slice of a vibrant, golden yellow fruit. It is a pineapple. For most of us, the pineapple is the very symbol of the tropics, a sweet and slightly tangy treat that reminds us of summer, vacations, and piña coladas. We see it in our fruit salads, on top of our pizzas, and as a juicy ingredient in many desserts. It is a fruit that makes eating feel like a celebration. But what if I told you that this delicious fruit is hiding a fascinating secret? Beneath its rough, spiky skin and within its sweet, juicy flesh lies a powerful, complex world of natural chemistry. The pineapple is not just a passive piece of food. It is an active participant in your meal, equipped with its own unique tools that can change the way it interacts with your body and even other foods. This journey begins with a simple, curious observation. Have you ever noticed that your tongue feels a little tingly or even sore after eating a lot of fresh pineapple? That strange sensation is not your imagination. It is the first clue, the first sign that something extraordinary is happening. It is the work of a remarkable substance hidden within the fruit, a substance that turns this sweet tropical treasure into a biological marvel. This is our starting point, a simple tingling on the tongue that leads us into a deeper exploration of one of nature's most interesting fruits. We are about to discover that the pineapple is a fruit with a secret identity, and understanding that secret can change the way we see our food forever. The story of the pineapple is as rich as its flavor. Originally from South America, this fruit traveled across the world, amazing kings and queens in Europe with its exotic appearance and incredible taste. It became a symbol of welcome and hospitality. But for centuries, people enjoyed its sweetness without fully understanding its power. They knew it was good, but they did not know how it was good in such a unique way. That tingly feeling on the tongue was a mystery. Some might have thought it was the acid, like the acid in a lemon or an orange. But pineapple is not nearly as acidic as a lemon. So, what else could it be? The answer would not come from a kitchen, but from a laboratory. Scientists began to take a closer look at the pineapple, to break it down into its component parts, to understand what made it tick. They were looking for the engine inside this beautiful, tropical machine. And what they found was a complex mixture of proteins, a special kind of molecule that usually helps to build things in nature, but in this case, was doing something very different. This discovery would unlock the mystery of the tingling tongue and reveal the true power of the pineapple. It was not just a fruit, it was a factory producing a natural wonder. So, what is causing that peculiar sensation when you eat pineapple? The hero, or perhaps the villain from your tongue's perspective, is a natural substance called an enzyme. Now, the word enzyme might sound complicated and scientific, but you can think of it in a much simpler way. Imagine an enzyme as a tiny, specialized pair of scissors. Its entire job is to find a specific type of material and cut it into smaller pieces. In our bodies, we have thousands of different enzymes, each with a specific task. Some help us digest food by cutting large molecules into smaller ones that our intestines can absorb. Others help our cells produce energy. They are the workers that make life possible. The special enzyme in pineapple is called bromelain. Bromelain is not a single pair of scissors, but rather a whole toolbox of different cutting tools, all working together. Its primary target is protein. Protein is a fundamental building block of life. It makes up our muscles, our organs, our hair, our skin, and much more. It is also what makes up the meat we eat, the gelatin in our desserts, and the structure of many other foods. When you bite into a piece of fresh pineapple, you are releasing this army of tiny molecular scissors, the bromelain, directly into your mouth. It immediately gets to work. The moist, warm environment of your mouth is the perfect workshop for these enzymes. They start doing what they do best. they begin to cut the proteins that make up the surface of your tongue, your cheeks, and your lips. They are, in a very gentle and temporary way, trying to digest you. This process of breaking down the protein on the sensitive surface of your mouth is what causes that tingling, prickling, or sometimes even sore feeling. It is a mild, harmless attack. Your mouth is a tough, resilient organ, and it quickly repairs this minor damage by replacing the old cells with new ones. So, there is no need to worry. But this same property explains other common experiences with pineapple. Have you ever tried to make a gelatin dessert, like Jell-O, with fresh pineapple, and found that it never sets? It remains a watery, soupy mess. This is because gelatin is itself a protein. When you add fresh pineapple, the bromelain enzymes eagerly cut the long, network-forming protein strands of gelatin into tiny fragments. The gelatin structure collapses, and it cannot solidify. The bromelain has effectively digested the setting agent. This simple kitchen experiment is a perfect demonstration of bromelain's power in action. It is fascinating to think that a fruit we enjoy so much is, in a way, fighting back as we eat it. But why would a sweet, attractive fruit like the pineapple evolve to produce such a powerful, protein-digesting enzyme? From the plant's perspective, it is not about giving us a tingly tongue. It is all about survival and reproduction. In the wild, a pineapple plant wants its fruit to be eaten, but not necessarily destroyed before the seeds are ready, or by the wrong animals. The bromelain enzyme is a brilliant piece of natural engineering that serves as the pineapple's defense system. Think about the pineapple's life in the tropics. It is vulnerable to insects, fungi, bacteria, and even small animals that might want to take a bite before the fruit is fully ripe. Bromelain acts as a natural pesticide and antibiotic. When an insect tries to munch on the unripe fruit, the bromelain can interfere with the insect's digestive system or damage its mouthparts, discouraging further attack. For microbes like bacteria and fungi, whose cell walls and internal machinery are made of proteins, bromelain can disrupt their ability to function and multiply, protecting the fruit from rot and disease. This defense mechanism is especially important for a fruit that takes a long time to grow and ripen. The pineapple plant invests a lot of energy into producing one single fruit. It cannot afford to lose it to a pest early on. So, the unripe fruit is particularly rich in bromelain, making it much more aggressive and much less sweet. This makes the unripe fruit unpalatable to most creatures. As the fruit ripens, the sugar content increases, making it sweeter and more attractive to the right kind of seed dispersers, like larger animals. The bromelain level might decrease slightly, but it does not disappear. This lingering enzyme ensures that any animal eating the fruit does not eat too much at once. The mild irritation it causes prevents overconsumption, allowing the animal to wander away and disperse the seeds elsewhere, thus helping the pineapple plant to spread its offspring. So, that tingling in your mouth is actually a sign that you are interacting with a sophisticated survival tool. The pineapple uses its sweetness to attract you, and its bromelain to ensure you do not overdo it. It is a beautiful balance between attraction and defense, all encoded into one delicious package. After the initial encounter in your mouth, what happens to the bromelain as you swallow the pineapple and it continues its journey down into your digestive system? This is where the story gets even more interesting. Your digestive system is itself a powerful protein-cutting machine. Your stomach is filled with a very strong acid and other digestive enzymes, like pepsin, whose job is to break down the proteins from your food. You might think that this harsh environment would destroy the bromelain enzyme. After all, bromelain is itself a protein. And you would be partially right. A significant portion of the bromelain you eat is, indeed, broken down and digested by your own system, just like any other protein you consume. The acids and enzymes in your stomach see bromelain as just another target to be dismantled into its basic building blocks, called amino acids. However, not all of it is destroyed. Some of the bromelain molecules can survive the journey through the stomach, especially if you have eaten other food along with the pineapple that can buffer the stomach acid. When this surviving bromelain reaches your small intestine, it can continue its work. But now, its target is not you, but the food you have eaten. It can assist your body's own digestive enzymes by helping to break down protein molecules from meat, beans, or other sources. This is why pineapple is often recommended as a great dessert after a heavy, protein-rich meal. It can theoretically aid in the digestion process, making you feel less heavy and bloated. However, it is important to remember that the bromelain is not essential for digestion. Your body is perfectly capable of handling proteins on its own. But it can provide a little extra help. Furthermore, the small fragments of bromelain that are absorbed into your bloodstream are believed to be responsible for some of the systemic health effects that scientists are studying. So, while your mouth might be a temporary casualty in the encounter with bromelain, your digestive system and the rest of your body can actually benefit from its presence. It transitions from being a mild irritant to a potential digestive aid and a bioactive compound with wider effects. Humans are clever creatures. When we discover a natural substance with powerful properties, we learn to extract it and use it for our own benefit. This is exactly what we have done with bromelain. For centuries, people in South and Central America used pineapple not just as a food, but as a medicine. They applied it to wounds and skin injuries to help them heal. Today, we understand that this traditional wisdom was based on the action of bromelain. Scientists have developed methods to extract concentrated bromelain from the stem and core of the pineapple plant, which is actually a richer source of the enzyme than the sweet flesh we eat. This concentrated bromelain is then processed into powders, tablets, and creams for various uses. One of the most common modern uses of bromelain is as a natural meat tenderizer. If you have ever marinated a tough cut of steak in fresh pineapple juice, you have seen this magic in action. The bromelain in the juice penetrates the meat and starts breaking down the tough, stringy muscle proteins and connective tissues. After a few hours, the meat that was once tough becomes remarkably tender and easy to chew. You have to be careful, though. If you marinate the meat for too long, the bromelain will break down the proteins so much that the surface of the meat becomes mushy and unappealing. It is a delicate balance. Beyond the kitchen, bromelain is widely sold as a dietary supplement. People take it to help reduce inflammation and swelling, particularly after surgery or injuries. Its protein-cutting ability is thought to help clear away damaged tissue and reduce the inflammatory signals in the body. It is also a common ingredient in cosmetic products and burn ointments, where its gentle exfoliating and cleansing properties can help remove dead skin and promote the growth of new, healthy tissue. From a traditional remedy to a modern multi-purpose tool, bromelain is a fantastic example of how we can partner with nature's chemistry. As wonderful as bromelain is, it is important to remember that it is a powerful bioactive substance, and with power comes the need for caution. For most people, eating fresh pineapple is perfectly safe and healthy. However, because bromelain acts on proteins, it can have some unwanted side effects, especially when consumed in large quantities or in concentrated supplement form. The most common issues are related to the digestive system. While a little bromelain might aid digestion, too much of it can irritate the stomach lining, leading to discomfort, diarrhea, or nausea. This is your body's way of saying that the molecular scissors are a bit too active. For some individuals, pineapple can cause allergic reactions, which can range from mild itching and hives around the mouth to more serious symptoms. This is often a reaction to the bromelain protein itself. Furthermore, because bromelain can affect the blood, it has a mild blood thinning effect. It can be a concern for people taking certain medications. If someone is already on blood-thinning drugs like warfarin or aspirin, taking high doses of bromelain supplements could increase the risk of bleeding and bruising. It is also not recommended before surgeries for the same reason. Pregnant and breastfeeding women are usually advised to avoid bromelain supplements due to a lack of safety data. The key takeaway here is that food is generally safe, but concentrated medicine is different. Enjoying a few slices of pineapple is a world apart from taking a high-potency bromelain pill. It is always a good idea to talk to a doctor or healthcare professional before starting any new supplement regimen, especially if you have existing health conditions or are taking other medications. Nature's tools are powerful, and we must learn to use them wisely and respectfully. So, the next time you walk through the produce section of your local grocery store and see that familiar, spiky crown, I hope you will see it in a new light. It is no longer just a simple fruit. It is a biological masterpiece, a product of millions of years of evolution. It is a fortress equipped with a sophisticated defense system, a natural pharmacy, and a culinary tool, all wrapped in a sweet, sun-kissed package. That humble pineapple sitting on the shelf is a testament to the incredible complexity of the natural world. It reminds us that even the most ordinary foods can hold extraordinary secrets. The tingling on your tongue is not an annoyance, it is a conversation. It is the pineapple telling you its story, a story of survival, chemistry, and power. Understanding bromelain enriches our experience of eating. It connects us to the science of cooking and the wisdom of traditional medicine. It shows us how a substance that can gently digest the proteins on our tongue can also tenderize our meat, potentially reduce inflammation in our bodies, and heal our skin. This one enzyme bridges the gap between a tropical plant's struggle for survival and our own search for health and delicious food. So, go ahead, buy that pineapple. Cut it open, smell its incredible aroma, and taste its vibrant sweetness. And as you feel that familiar, faint tingle, smile. You are not just eating a fruit, you are engaging with a living, breathing, photosynthesizing wonder of nature. You are enjoying one of the most fascinating examples of how food is so much more than just fuel. It is a story, a chemistry set, and a natural marvel, all waiting to be explored, one juicy bite at a time.